Here we are. It's a nice, not such a cold morning this morning in Cape Town. Thank God. Hope everyone's blessed and thriving. I was wondering what I was going to talk about today. Came across an interesting little article by Chris Hutchinson, who's an executive producer. Got a couple of questions that I have been asked, which I will get to, and let's see how this goes. Like I said to you, at the moment, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've just decided to do this diary, it's almost like a dear diary. Like today I did this, today I did that, tomorrow I did that. So sometimes there's nothing to do. You know, the waiting game is what kills most actors and filmmakers in the industry, especially right now when the film industry is, for lack of a better word, dead. I spoke to my agent this morning. I've been with my agent for, God knows, 30 years now. She's an incredible woman. She has a company called Fig Jam, which stands for "Fuck, I'm good. Just ask me," which is great. She called me this morning and said that there's nothing. I've called a couple of casting agencies and they've all said the same thing. Just so that I can get an idea of where things are at the moment. It's really sad. It's really, really, really sad, the state, because I mean there was a stage in my life where I was doing 4 or 5 films a year, which is incredible, you know. For me to turn around and say that I've shot 62, 63 films in the last, I don't know, when did I start my filming act? 2007 was my first film that I did just after Isidingo. So what's that? It's 18 years. So in 18 years, I've shot 65 films, which is amazing. And not just films, but series and all kinds of things. And now it's like you shoot a film. If you shoot two films a year, it's a lot, and it's crazy. It's like I'm starting to feel like the film industry is no longer a career anymore. It's a hobby, you know. What do my fellow actors and producers and you know, I think the only people that work constantly are maybe the camera guys, maybe the stunties, because there's a lot of work for them. They go do a lot of work in India and stuff like that, which is great. I'm glad that they're always working. But for the actors and that, sure. I mean, I've spoken to just about, you know, the majority of performers that I know, and they're all in the same boat. And I'm like, what do you do? I mean, what do you do to? I mean, I've got a bond to pay. I've got medical aid to pay. It's not like actors get medical aid. It's being a freelancer in this country is a shitstorm, to be honest with you. You know, you've got school fees, you've got everything, but there's no medical aid. There's no support in between films and stuff like that. So you do a film and you earn sometimes good money, sometimes okay money, but then you've got to, for the next 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, there's nothing. It becomes a problem. It really, really does become a problem, which is why I'm glad that the South African Guild of Actors, led by Colin Duval and Jack Devneran, have pursued the ability for actors to earn money on their work that they've done. You know, my American films that I shoot, I get residuals, I think once every 6 months. You know, sometimes the residuals are great. Sometimes that's like $3. It could be $400. It could be $500. It could be $300. But all of that really, really helps. I mean, you know, everything helps. But what do you do if you don't earn that? I mean, you take something like Isidingo that has been sold worldwide, and right now I found out that a series that we shot called Pound for Pound, which was within itself was a nightmare, just trying to get paid for you know, originally shooting it, is now being flighted in America as well. So what happens? What happens to that money? The residuals that come off of that, it's just what, pie in the sky. You know, actors are meant to just accept it. It's like the whole industry has been set up for failure. You know, when I was in LA 2 years ago shooting Rebel Moon, I looked at the city of LA from my hotel room, and I was like, you know, they call it the city of dreams, but it's not really. a very small percentage can actually claim that they have made a career out of this. I mean, even with me, it's not been a career, it's a hustle. It's always been a hustle. Oh, you've been in all these. I'm hustling. So what do I do between shows? Well, luckily I have a couple of things that I do. I've got a consulting company. I do consult on medical cannabis facilities. I set up 3 facilities just before COVID and during COVID, 2 in the Eastern Cape and 1 in Lesotho. I'm busy consulting on 1 in Richards Bay at the moment. So, but still, it's hustling. I also am very grateful for, I have an entertainment agent, Dion, who works for a company called Big Talk. And I do MC work for them, and I have a little 2-piece band that we do corporate functions with. Yes, I have a band. I've played in many bands. So that kind of sees me through, but it's a point now where I got offered maybe the ideal, the opportunity to go and sing on a ship for 6 months and go and earn some really good money, but that means being away from my family for 6 months, and one of the reasons why I didn't ever want a 9-to-5 job was the fact that my mom worked 2-3 jobs as a single mom, and she worked and she was not home very often. But anyway, it's I digress. My heart goes out. My heart breaks. It breaks that this industry is where it is, and it's a very simple thing that there is no support for the film industry in this country anymore. And I'm sorry to say this, but the NFVF and the DTI, you guys need to get your shit together. Okay, there's money that's been stolen. There's money that's disappeared. And you're killing an industry. You're not just killing an industry. You're killing people's jobs. They are losing their houses. It's not the way it used to be. And I'm going to tell you this. It is run by people that don't understand the industry. You're put in a position because it's you, not because you have your understanding. As far as I'm concerned, and I've always said this, and it's because he's not a politician. Aubrey Sikabe at the State Theatre. If you go and see what he has done with the State Theatre, they now have a streaming platform, so there's another avenue for us to get our films onto, which is a thumbs up. The South African State Theatre streaming platform is going to be amazing. It's really, you'll be able to watch not just films, but stage shows as well, which is great. As far as I'm concerned, let Gaten McKenzie go and do the sports. Let him go and do his sports and go and rah with the Springboks and the soccer and go and do that. But as far as I'm concerned, Aubrey Sikabe should be the Minister of Arts and Culture, because you need somebody who understands what the industry is about. Same with the people that are in the position in the NFVF and the DTI. You need to understand that this industry is massive. It creates massive amounts of work. Just even if they initiated some kind of a program, a development program for matriculates to come out and spend an entire shoot and put them in different positions on the shoot to find out, is this something that you want to do? Would you like to come into the film industry? Right now, I tell people, stay away from the film industry. You want to become an actor? Cool. Go into doing musical theatre and get into telenova. Go and do long-running soaps or daily dramas, because that's the only way you're going to have a career out of it. You want to get into film? Forget about it. Right now, forget about it. And this is why I'm pushing and trying to see how the independent filmmaking thing is, because it's not just about getting films made in South Africa. It's about taking your films and getting them out there. And right now, at the moment, and I'm just Chris Hutchinson, who is an executive producer. I read this morning. So I get up in the morning every morning before the kids go to school, and I go through just a couple of the people that I follow just to see what they're saying. And what Chris said this morning rang with me. It rang pretty close to how and where my heart is at the moment, because I've run into gatekeepers. And it's because I've only got 2 films. I've got the synopsis for at least 4 or 5 films, 2 TV series, a reality show, and they're all sitting there. And I've got to focus on what I want to do now and what I'm able to, for me as an actor, I want to do Shadowboxer, I want to do Making a Killing, because those films were written specifically for me. So, but gatekeeping, when when I send stuff and I get this thing of, just remember that your idea might also be an idea that we've already thought about. So just think, what a load of shit. That's just an excuse to steal people's ideas. I hate that. But anyway, Chris this morning wrote, film distribution is fundamentally flawed. It's stuck on products that made sense when they were invented. Then Netflix changed the game by changing the product, but that product alone also has flaws. Flaws that not only don't serve filmmakers, but actively exploits them. Reinforcing the gatekeeping at the top of the industry. So it's time for another revolution, one that empowers indie creators, gives them fairer deals and the ability to monetize their work more efficiently. With distribution opening up and generating revenue on smaller audiences, we can start the indie revolution. And that's the future of filmmaking. It's the independent revolution. Hollywood, it's gone. It's, the whole woke movement, all of that, it's just screwed everything up. Nobody wants to be told what they need to watch. I believe that's why I love Netflix. Regardless of everything else, I love Netflix because I have a choice of what I'd like to watch, and that choice is huge. So, I don't know. My heart goes out to my fellow actors and producers and crew in the industry at the moment in South Africa. It's a tough one. It really is a tough one, and I do believe that there is going to be a change. The winds of change are coming. And I do believe that the independent filmmakers are going to be the future of filmmaking. For all my actor friends out there, while you've got this time off, go and learn some skills, man. Get into a shooting club, go and learn how to do archery, rock climb, go to gym, get yourself into shape, be camera ready. I'm an actor that likes to change my body physically for my characters. So I mean, generally it's good to know what your potential movie is. I lost a lot of weight and hit the gym really, really hard for Sniper, but I knew I had 2.5 months, kind of like a head start. So, but other than that, keep the peace. God bless everyone. Go forth and prosper. May the force be with you, and just keep believing. Keep believing in the stories that you've got, the stories that you're writing, and I pray to God that everybody is okay in the industry and that everybody finds something to keep them going while it's finding its feet again. More films are going to be made in Mauritius. Mark my words when I say this. More and more films are going to be made in Mauritius, and this country is going to lose out on billions because we have the wrong people in the wrong places. NFVF, DTI, you guys need to literally and think about what you're doing. Films, support the films that are not just for Africa, because that's cool. It's cool to make films for Africa, but that's where they stay, Africa. There are regions out there, and you need to start thinking about getting African stories and African filmmakers to the rest of the world. That's where your priority should be. But that's just my opinion. I'm going to be posting this on YouTube as of next week. I'll just do an introduction, and then everything will be going to YouTube. I need to try and build that channel up. I've been told to do that. Give an introduction. If you guys want to watch my videos, if you want to see what I have to say and bitch and moan about, and the advice that I get and give, hopefully it does help certain people. I'm very open about where I'm going with the filmmaking, and take care of yourselves.